Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahweh Shai, Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahweh Shai, Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahweh Shai, Kal Halayim La Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai, Bahashem Racha HaKodash. Double honors to the apostles, elders, a great millstone. Peace, blessing, salutation to the hopefully elect. So, Brother Isaiah with the Pittsburgh GMS camp, coming at you with another lesson through the spirit and power of Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai, Lord willing. This lesson is edifying. So every now and again, I'll come across a lesson or a topic, and as the brothers know, your spirit just gets riled up, and you have to do a lesson. I'm gonna play this clip. So it's a long video. It's about 7 minutes. In the beginning of this elders video, and I'm just gonna play it, respond to it. I usually give a commentary, pause and commentary. So I'm probably gonna do that this time as well. Lord willing, it's edifying.
It's dangerous. Here is a little bit of an encounter that I had not long ago with the Black Hebrew Israelites. Just want to know what you guys think about white people.
Well, hey, at the end of the day, we love all people. You understand that? We love all people, but guess what? We're going to keep God's commandments. That's what we're going to do.
So that's not really in the scriptures. And, it's very interesting how these different key people never end up coming to speak to GMS. I mean, honestly, we get a bad reputation, and a lot of people look at us as unapproachable. Also, too, the Lord. This is the Lord's movie, so the Lord will do what He will, and He's gonna have these people go to the camps He wants them to go to. All right, because the scriptures, the truth. All right, is not going to have much fruit. All right. So, first response to this statement should have been different, okay? Honestly, we don't love all people. The Lord doesn't love all people. We don't love all people, okay? We only love Israelites, okay? That's first and foremost. But if you understand the scriptures, the Israelites will come looking like all the other nations. This is a key point that people never make. And the thing that kind of pisses me off the most about this, the guy who's doing this, who's speaking to IUIC, let me scroll back. There's another reason I had to do this lesson, because I'm familiar with this guy. His name is Eric Hovind. Now, I don't know him, but I'm familiar with his father. His father's name is Kent Hovind. And I believe this guy's a Jake. Look at his facial expressions. Look at if you look at the way he talks, he cannot be a heathen, in my opinion. Okay? Let's see, Kent Hovind, greatest clip. Let's see if we can find some great clips. Honestly, he believes he was a stepping stone for me when I was learning about the scriptures before I came into the truth. And I guess that's his son, right? But when you listen to this guy talk,
one way and some look at another way. We'll talk about that in a minute. But the way
he's got flavor. This guy's got flavor, in my opinion. He's not your typical Edomite. He makes funny jokes. He's very hard hitting in teaching the things that he believes. But when it comes to, of course, the true, but he don't got it. Okay, ultimately he doesn't have it. We have the truth. We understand that it's all about the elect and about the Israelites. But he does preach that, and he shows effectively that the things that we see on the earth are the result of a flood. He does teach that the earth was created and not this big bang, whatever, right? So, yeah, I give him his props for that. So when you go to this clip with the IUIC, they kind of,
with the Black
most
Hebrew
groups do this. They drop the bag. They fumble the bag. They Go ahead.
Into captivity, us shall go into captivity.
For those of you on YouTube or on Facebook, or if you're listening to the Creation Today podcast or watching the Creation Today show on TV. I want to say thank you for peeking into the Creation Today community. We are just a group of people that are turning stumbling blocks into stepping stones on the journey to know Christ. And then to go, I was traveling somewhere. I stopped to fill up with gas, and I see him on the street corner, and I'm like, let me just go have a conversation with them. I'm like, well, what do you guys think about white people? Knowing what they really think. And to hear them actually come out and verbalize very boldly what they think about it. We're going to have to get into the overview. We're going to have to get into the history. We're going to have to get into the cultural problems with this. We're going to have to get into is it scriptural and historically accurate? And kind of get into the reasoning why this has become popular. So the thing is, they talk like that. They talk about what they want to do to you. Matter of fact, I grabbed a clip. It's clip number 5, the one that I am Jesus Christ. Before you play it, I was shocked, absolutely shocked at what I was hearing. And if you've never been exposed to the Black Hebrew Israelite movement, you're going to be shocked when you hear this kind of message being proclaimed on the street. And this is growing. Kent, roll clip 5.
So who's the best representation of Christ right now?
And honestly, it's because they don't understand the scriptures.
That you see.
And also because these other camps are off. But, you know.
Representation like of a human?
Yes.
Jesus Christ?
Yeah.
Compared to Jesus.
It's me. It's me. You're looking at Christ-like individuals right now. What?
Right. And, you know, they're not wrong in what they're saying, okay? We are the closest living representation of, you know, what Hamashiach Yahushua would have looked like, who the world knows as Jesus Christ. Okay, you know, there is a physical description of him in the scriptures that Christians seem to have glossed over or have gone into a daze when they read that section, or honestly, they just don't understand it because it's in the book of Revelation. And, you know, as they say, the book of Revelation is sealed. They can't answer no questions about the book of Revelation because it wasn't given to them to understand. But at the end of the day, okay, they're not wrong in saying, hey, we're the closest living depiction to who the world calls Christ. Let's continue.
Because we're the same race, and we follow what Christ was teaching, and we're from the same tribe. We're from the same bloodline. You are a stinking, filthy liar, and you don't have any remorse for what your people have done to my people. You don't have any heart. You're a coward. You are a coward, and your family are murderous bastards. And you come up here and you want to lie to a prophet of the Lord. You can't say you're following what God says, because God said that you shall bow down to us, the real prophets, and you won't do it. Get on your knees in front of the prophets, the real prophets of the Lord.
So, you know, they would be going off, you know, if indeed this guy, Kent Hovind, is an Israelite, and this is his son, which I did prove. I typed in Kent Hovind, and I typed in Eric Hovind, and it says, and his son Eric Hovind began traveling to present his arguments in seminars. So if they are Eric Hovind, an uneducated huckster, it is funny, a convicted felon. Ooh, see. So hey, even they went into some things. This is Rational Wiki, but nevertheless, so this is the father, the guy we were just looking at. This is the son. So he probably got with an Edomite, right? And his son looks even more Edomitish because he's, you know, he doesn't, like I said, he doesn't look like your average Edomite. But nevertheless, I digress. And then this is his son. So his son looks even less like an Israelite and more like an Edomite. But if, like I believe, he is a Jake, and so lucky if I do fall short, you know, I'm kind of all over the place. My adrenaline's pumping because, you know, when I see these camps approach people and they don't push out there that, hey, you could be an Israelite, I feel like they're doing the truth a disservice. All right, you're doing the truth a disservice when you don't express that the Lord scattered us. Let's get scriptures on. Let's just go here and let's just type scattered. Let's see how many scriptures. There's 3 pages worth of scriptures. Okay. So this is talking about the Tower of Babel. Okay. Deuteronomy 30. Let's read Deuteronomy 30 and 1. Now, we understand that in Deuteronomy 28, which is where we get the curses from that were given to the Israelites. I wonder why this one didn't come up first. But anyway, as we read from verse 15 on down, first, if we read 1 through 14, he tells us all the blessings that will come upon us if we kept the law, statutes, and commandments. But we understand the story of the Israelites, that they didn't keep the law, statutes, and commandments. And he promised that these things will come to pass. And the Lord is not a man that he should lie. So when you go from verse 15 on down, you read all these different things that will be upon us. Okay? And we fit these so-called Black, Latinos, and Native Americans. We fit these curses to a T. All right? And people got a problem with it. People say, oh, you're identified by the curses. Yes, we're identified by the curses. They're in the, I'm going to try to control my zealousness, okay? Because I feel very offended when these people don't teach the scriptures correctly. And like I said, I feel kind of a personal connection to this situation, because I used to listen to his father, and for the level that I was at in my walk, it was good stuff. It bolstered my faith in the story that the scriptures put out there. But of course, they don't have the full gospel. All right. But he was able to show scientifically how the Bible lines up with the way that the world is. Okay. I can't even explain it the way he explained it, but I still remember those lessons, and I'm like, that was cool. But anyway, but ultimately we have the truth, right? They don't. So in that aspect, they're wrong, but the truth must come out. All right. And these other camps don't give you the full 100% truth. Okay. We were scattered. Let's get it. All right. Dang it. Curses shall come upon thee. Let me see if I can find it. It's a lock you. Should be left few in number. Boom. There we go. Verse 64. Deuteronomy 28 and 64 says, and the Lord Yahweh and Yahweh shall scatter thee among all people. All people. The Lord is going to scatter us among all people. So when in the New Testament, when he says he's going to gather all nations, kindreds, and tongues and people, that's because he scattered us among all people. It says from one end of the earth even unto the other. That's across the whole globe, right? And there thou shalt serve other gods, which neither thou nor thy fathers have known, even wood and stone. So you're going to have Israelites that were sent over into Asia, okay? And they served Buddha, and they served whatever the hell, they went over there to Punjab and all them other areas, and they served Krishna and whatever other deities that they served. The Lord scattered them, and they forgot who they were as a people. You see? And among these nations shalt thou find no ease, neither shall the sole of thy foot have rest. But Yahweh shall give thee there a trembling heart, and a failing of eyes, and a sorrow of mind. Okay, so, there's more, but I don't have to go into it. I'm wondering why that didn't show up first. Because when you put them in order, that Deuteronomy 28 should have been right in between here. Okay, but anyway, maybe it's because they don't have an ED on it. Yeah, that's probably what it is. All right. So let's see. Maybe if I remove the ED, I'll get even more results. No. Let's see if that 28 pops up. Nope, still didn't pop up. Very interesting. Oh, there it goes. There it goes. It's right here. Deuteronomy 4 and 27. And the Lord shall see Yahweh. When you see that, you see the tetragrammaton, which we pronounce as Yahweh, we believe through faith. And the Lord and Yahweh shall scatter you among the nations, and ye shall be left few in number among the heathen, where Yahweh shall lead you. I said I would scatter you, Deuteronomy 2 and 26. I said I would scatter them into corners and would make the remembrance of them to cease from among men. So there you go. So this is where we get to understand it, because ultimately you know where a Christian is going when they start asking you the salvation for everybody. They're automatically going to go to scriptures that talk about all nations. Well, this is the understanding of that all nations here. Okay. And even in the book of Acts, you have, what is that? Acts chapter 1, the Pentecost. Okay. Where you have the Jews out of every nation. It's a lot. That got to be chapter 2. And there, Acts 2 and 5, and there were dwelling at Jerusalem Jews, devout men, out of every nation under heaven. And where were they from? Where were these Jews from? Parthians, Medes, Elam, and the dwellers in Mesopotamia and in Judea, Cappadocia, Pontus, Asia, Phrygia, Pamphylia, Egypt, Libya, Cyrene, Rome, Jews, proselytes, Cretes, Arabians. But it just called these men Jews, devout men. So they were men that had been awakened to their heritage, who knew who they were from birth. All right. But they were living in other areas and they were called after these areas. Okay.
You're used to hearing this vocab. A lot of people are going, what? This takes place on, these guys are declaring this publicly? I mean, they really believe this? Okay.
Well, I definitely think the foot soldiers and officers and kind of grunts of these organizations believe it. And if they don't, they kind of like the perks of, having a religious authorization to shout at people and, express anger and have their...
maybe you got some people who are that base level who just happy that they get to shout at motherfuckers. But the people who... We understand why we do this. We do this because the Lord requires us to go out there on the highways and byways and cry aloud. This, but look at vocab. He looks so sneaky. He looks so disingenuous. He tries to look so innocent and humble, but as the scriptures say, never trust thine enemy. Though he go crouching and humble himself. Okay, basically you put the magnifying glass on his ass. He's not doing this for the truth's sake. He's doing this to try to discredit the Hebrew Israelites.
Boots kissed, like you see that guy was pining for there.
So
now some of these leaders, man, I don't know, Eric. Some of these leaders, I think, are some scam artists, to be frank with you. I'm not saying
behave like this. No. And Jared, you did not. And this is where I want to be careful. I realize there are, as Vocab is saying, different sects and different beliefs in this. And I want you to unpackage that a little bit. But Jared, no, you stood right here about 10 feet away from where I'm standing right now and shared with my family and our ministry. I'd met him at the airport. He's, if I remember correctly, in the FBI. Met him at the airport. He's, if I remember correctly, in the FBI.
Somebody's in the FBI?
And came here. We met at the airport, ended up coming over to the ministry and sharing some of these thoughts. And Jared, I remember after that going, okay, I'm a little concerned by some of the things that I'm hearing because I feel like the scriptures were taken out of context.
And ultimately, think about the key words, that people use, that he used. He said he feels like. He's using his emotions and his feeling to judge. This is not about feelings. The scriptures say, study to show thyself approved. Okay? Let's get it. Second Timothy 2 and 15. It says, study. I'm hold on. What's going on? Hold on. You got a 12 second? 1 second. All right. But anyway, as you see, 2 Timothy 2 and 15, study to show thyself approved unto the Most High, a workman in need of not to be ashamed, rightly dividing the word of truth. So we don't have to be ashamed. We don't have to worry of what we're saying is right or wrong, because we study the scriptures and we understand through the precepts. And as the scriptures say, through thy precepts I get understanding. that we're correct in the things that we say. Okay, so we don't have to say what we feel. All right, we can go to the scriptures and prove to you the things that we say. As the scriptures say, prove all things. I didn't realize I was talking for 19 minutes already.
So we're talking post-Reconstruction, the late 1880s, early 1890s, as the first, a guy named was early com. So he appears to be before him. It spread out later on. Pretty cool, to use a lack of a better phrase, with other ethnic groups. They didn't have the same kind of hard militancy that later Hebrew Israelites would adopt.
Venturing into those forsaken regions, what do you know about a man named Shaka?
Anyway, and these clips just basically kind of go into people saying how we are the Israelites. But these the other camps got to do better, okay, when it comes to spreading the truth about the other nations, about there being Hebrew Israelites that are going to be looking like the other nations, who are going to be sounding like the other nations, who are going to think that they are of the other nations, but in actuality they are actually Israelites. I'm not saying this guy's 100% is, but I have a strong reason to believe when I watch and listen to his father's videos that his son would have to be, that he's an Israelite, which would also make his son an Israelite. Okay, so I guess I won't beat it anymore. I'm already 20 minutes into this topic. I feel like I rambled a little bit there, but hey, man, Lord willing, you were edified. Okay, camps got to do better, man. Everybody that look like an Edomite ain't a so-called white person and ain't finna be kissing on your shoe, man. Okay, hey, man, shalom till next time.